Swami-G, on the oneness question, why is it that you do what you do with us and spend so much time there, so one-on-one? Why does this work so well, and why is this the way that you minister?
Why do I do this? Because I spent 30 years going through Kundalini for the most part by myself. And it was torture and it was agony. Okay, I couldn't find answers anywhere. It was very difficult. So this is why I give this. So that people don't have to go the hard road that I went through. Okay, I had to find out what works the hard way, 30 years worth. There were times when I was just praying for death, literally, because I didn't think I could take another step. It was such agony. Absolute agony for a lot of years. And so that when one finally reaches realization, you see that no one has to be in that suffering. Nobody has to be in that suffering. So you, at that point, that compassion is there for suffering humanity. Because you know what that agony is. When you have really been in that agony, in that tortured state for many years, then you will do whatever you can so that others do not have to suffer that. So this is the compassion that comes. Okay? This is the compassion that arises. Yes, even though I complain, I get so exhausted. The form gets so exhausted. Diabetes is developed because I'm on the net all day. I have no time for exercise, no time to take care of the self. But still, I'm out of suffering. There is no suffering. And before, there was great suffering. And I would have given anything at that time to have what I am giving you now. I would have given anything during that to have what I am giving you now. Okay. That's why.
Thank you.
And so I know that the working one-to-one is what is needed. You don't need a figurehead. There are a lot of books out there. The books are not going to do it. The only way to get it is the one-to-one, to break through that conditioned mind. I was very fortunate at the end that I found my guru, that he came to the fore. But it was after 30 years of suffering, and I was ripe and ready at that point, and it was just very quick. Okay. But I know that a lot of the years of that suffering really did not have to be there. Okay. So that's why. I don't know how any realized being could not want to aid humanity. Because when that me goes, there's no self-centeredness in that any longer that wants to, it's just not there. You know that absolute is the one and the same in every being you meet. No matter how diluted they are on the surface. At the core of being, it's the same absolute. It's not that suddenly you've climbed the heights and now you have the absolute and they don't. No. That's why it's very ordinary. It deflates any balloon that could be there when one steps into the absolute, because you know, absolutely, without this there would be no life. That core, absolute perfection has to be there for life to exist in any way, shape, or form. And all of these things that are called evil, all of this is that shadow and fallacy, and it really has no substance. Only other than what we give it by the mind play and the minds. Okay? So when this is known, how could you not? How could you not? So this idea about the oneness thing, and there's, like he was saying, oneness beings are all tucked away, available at a big fee. What can be said about enlightened beings and availability? What is of interest is there for the seva of enlightened beings? How is seva carried out, and what effect is it relative to those not realized? Okay? We want to break through the delusion. Although people have a right to their delusion if that's where they want to be. We're not going to go out to save the world. Okay? I'm not going to intrude upon your delusion if you want to remain there. You have a right to suffer if you want to suffer. You don't think it's suffering, but I know it's suffering. But if that's where you want to be, you have a right to it. But for those that are ready and want to come out of it for once and for all, those are the ones we're here to help. Okay? Because the world needs more light. Okay? And I want to see more gurus, more sages out in the world that can really aid humanity. It's not to say the other organizations are not wonderful. They're wonderful. They give Band-Aids. You know, it's wonderful to feed the poor. It's wonderful to do all these humanitarian acts. But I really want people to come fully out of suffering. Okay. So I think that's a good place to end the satsang today. And do you have anything else to say on that? No. Any other questions? Any comments? We've gone into stillness. This is a good thing. So thank you. Namaste. It's good to see you all here. Thank you.